In this example of filtering by casting, I've got a few things in the world. So let's look at our main actor. Now in this version I have the headphones mesh as before, but I now have a box collision which is just a component. So you've got box collision there, and if we come to the event graph you'll see that I have on component begin overlap on box. Now doing two things. So I have got a first person character, which might be me, the player, and then I've also got third person character, which might be a non-player character, for example. But when each of those overlaps with the box collision, we want them to do different things and trigger different responses. So I'll run the example. It's fairly straightforward. I'll run the example in simulation mode. So you'll see that I have my character, and when I hit the overlap I'm changing the material to orange. But then for my first person it turns to black. So very simply, the casting is querying who is overlapping with the box and then responding appropriately. Now the one thing that's unique about this blueprint is that this mesh has got lots of materials. It's got 6 elements, 0 to 5. So all I did was headphones, get materials, so that's an existing node, and then just run a for each loop onto the array index into the element index, and then the whole mesh was changing either to the black material or the orange material. So that's all I've done for the purpose of demonstration. So of course you might have all sorts of different classes of player and player types because of the way that you set up your NPCs. You know, maybe this trigger box is attached to a security camera and you want it to react differently if it's an NPC rather than the player. So that's just a kind of real world gaming scenario. But it's this other actor going into the object of the cast which qualifies if the overlapping actor is indeed this character or that character in this case, and then triggers an action beyond that. If the cast fails, it does nothing. And by extension, we can go to the class above. So when we look at first person character, they are a parent class character, as is third person character. So coming into our cast, rather than looking at them individually, maybe it's all players, player controlled or NPCs that have an interaction with this begin overlap box, but you don't want a sphere rolling down a hill to trigger the interaction. So now by casting to character, which is the class above, when we come to our example, irrespective of whether it's first person triggering that or third person, the interaction will take place. So I hope that video is of use. If so, please do like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to receive any updates. And thank you for your support.